Now to new details on a story we first brought you yesterday. Questions surrounding the care of a mausoleum in Cleveland.
Today, News Channel 9's John Madewell spoke with one family member affected by this disturbing story. He joins us now with more. John.
Well, Karen and Calvin, a Cleveland woman saw our story last night, and she realized that the leaking crypt was that of her mother. Now, she confronted Sunset Memorial Gardens and says the manager only relayed an apology from the owner's son. Joy Andy says that was not nearly enough.
And that's the first thing I saw was my mom's crypt with the body fluids leaking out of it. And all I could do was say, oh my God, it's Mom.
After seeing the story, Joy Andes and her family immediately went to Sunset Memorial Gardens. She wanted to know why they didn't notify her. Manager Suzanne Basquette's response of being swamped by cleaning up this mess didn't satisfy her.
She still didn't give me a reasonable answer, just that it slipped her mind.
Sunset's parent company says the leak happened because the crypt was sealed in plywood that disintegrated over time. They pointed out the sealing process happened 25 years ago before it took ownership in 2002. Meanwhile, this is the typical crypt process. A casket should be placed in a vented crypt and may be placed in a plastic tray. Next, employees are supposed to install a barrier or sealer plate. It should be caulked with an epoxy material. And the finishing step is a decorative faceplate. Andy says this type of mess goes against the extreme cleanliness standards her mother held.
She kept a spotless house and very fastidious in her dress, and she would be absolutely mortified.
Joy and her daughter want a long-term solution.
That they've got to be held accountable. I mean, not just now for, the immediate fix of what's going on, but, I mean, in the future. I mean, there's clearly not any type of inspection system in place.
I hope they don't just give them a slap on the hand.
Now, the state says Sunset Memorial Gardens' action plan is sufficient, but right now they have 2 open complaints. Those are under review, and disciplinary action will be determined in the future. Meanwhile, we discovered that they paid a $50,000 civil penalty in 2009, and that was for numerous improper withdrawals from trust funds. Karen, back to you.
Thanks, John.